Video 71. November 17, 2011. Mythi. There are many evidences of the existence of a new planet as part of the solar system. A dark planet that does not reflect light, very large, and some are calling it Planet Enoch. Do you know anything about it? This fact would be communicated to you on time, or after your entry into the galactic community. The only ones who knew of the existence of this encapsulated planet were your elites who run your observation space probes. It's a big planet, is in a process to stabilize the orbit. Currently have a markedly elliptical orbit and travels at high speed. Its orbit was calculated for an angular position and time so precise that bit should influence the routine orbital of the other planets in the system. Do not confuse this 12th planet with the system Nibiru, which is a binary sun to your sun. This planet is about the size of Saturn and is massive. It is fully encapsulated by a special atmosphere, which provides for the planet a great equalizer of conditions of life regardless of the need for regular sunlight. He captures the energy required in its rapid passage next to the Sun and remains constant until the next passage. I personally was not there, but I could see by the system. It is a beautiful planet, climate-controlled and harmonious. As one day, the Earth certainly will. Well, now I will explain the reason for all this. The colony of Earthlings will go to level 1, but the human process of decontamination, that is, until your society is only with individuals of the same frequency level, will require many decades. For this reason, this planet has been added to your solar system in the last decade by a joint task force of mostly Krullians, Pleiadians, and Camelopardalis. It is a planet that was brought from a solar system from the Pleiades constellation, which is a living human colonization of Pleiadians level 5, which will be the elder brother, and will be civilization responsible for the balance of this solar system. They will be responsible for intergalactic transport gateways, for supervising the conduct of both the inside out as outside into of the solar system. This civilization is a knowledge base of technological and spiritual advances and will blend naturally with the new civilization of planet Earth. They will be the gateway to all other civilizations that are already in direct contact with them and will be presented to you as new brothers from different parts of the universe. Our cast of Andromeda is also included in this list of friends. Many of them have lived among you for many decades, following your maturity, strengths, and weaknesses. They are as human as you, only with much greater capacity for analysis and discernment. They know everything about you. They use a lot of your internet and undoubtedly know that we discussed these conversations through the channel where you meet. The reports and statements made by them at the request of the Community Galactica were imperative for decision-making that led to the measures taken by the board so far. The elimination of the danger of Elenin and its track, the tectonic pressure relief in several places on the planet, the redirection of large solar emissions, diverting asteroids, etc. Today, the solar system has 3 inhabited planets, Earth, Mars, and what you are calling Enoch. the presence of that civilization Pleiadians as part of the system will completely inhibit interference of exploratory races, and keeping some breeds non-humanoid under control permanently. Your elites cannot deny much longer the presence of the new planet in your solar system. So soon you will be sure of all this. I'm telling you first. Look, I'm just telling you this because I see that you've already discovered by yourself the planet in question. Because otherwise I had no authorization for such disclosure. But also received no request for high confidentiality, so, I spoke and said. Sylvain asks, is it possible that some underground dumb bases have portals that can travel on a planet to another? If yes, is it possible to the elites to escape on the Mars colony? Sylvain, transportation portals can be opened in transfers to specific locations within the solar system. These openings are temporary, that is, are not fixed portals such as installed to the regular transport network. Yes, with technology acquired from the reptilians, some of your governments should have access to temporary portal to Mars eventually. Mordant asks, can you provide a description of the beings on Rigel and Betelgeuse? What is the importance of the planet Mentaka, and is there life existing there today? Friend, the binary system of Rigel Genji and the Betelgeuse Sun in Orion. There are thousands of planets depend on their emissions of heat and light. There are hundreds of types of humanoids and non-humanoid living in the trillions, in those nebulae. It is totally impossible for me to identify a planet by the name given by you without a precise astrological position. Skyrider asks, any alien civilization had a hand in creating books like the Bible or Quran, etc.? Or was it created by man? Yes. Early drafts of the novel on your solar system and the surrounding stars was made by the ancient races that guided the Sumerians, the Vedas, and many before them. A race of large men, now living in the Pleiades, left several novels focused on local knowledge of the zodiac. This was the beginning of the romanticization of theologians of the time that passed on to other ethnicities, adapting them to their own cultural and philosophical parameters. These original novels have more than 18,000 years, and were being prepending other figurative elements as examples of life to be followed and admired. Of course there were many insertions policy, and the creation of the concept of heaven and hell, to contain the impetus of the masses and control their tendencies.